natural bodybuilders, we're eating healthy for the most part all the time, right? So we're getting tons of antioxidants and vitamins, and you're getting plenty of fiber and quality protein. Where the other side of the sport, sometimes you're done prepping, you're off your cycle, and you just get to be a fat bastard for the next 6 months and eat whatever you want, right? Natural bodybuilders aren't doing that to that extent. So I think there's something to be said about keeping that clean diet, all year round.
For sure. Yeah, that's another big discussion that I've had on this podcast with a lot of the guests is like in terms of getting so out of shape in the off season. And yeah, is that really living that lifestyle to the fullest potential? Because there's a fine line between getting to a point where, okay, I need the surplus in order to build. If say you're in an off season, you're not competing, but then sometimes guys will take it too far and then they got so much weight to lose. Then you risk the loose skin thing, which has been that's been a discussion too. Even like someone like Alberto Nunez has discussed this when he bulked up to like 220, I think, 240. He competes at 160, right? So it was like, yeah, these are things, lessons learned, right?
Yeah, I have people, they want to take these extended off seasons, because they want to pack on as much muscle as possible. And listen, I get it, but what is your stage weight and your actual body fat percentage when you get on stage this year versus what it's going to be in 2 years or 3 years, right? Like taking 3 years off or 4 years off, how much better are you really coming back? And I'd really like to see those numbers, stage weight, your body fat percentage, and how much lean body mass did you really gain? And where did you gain it, right? Natural competitors, if you gain, a couple of pounds, that might be a lot. 5 pounds over 4 years, was it worth taking off for that?
Right. No, it's interesting, actually. And if you look at someone like, okay, would Brian Whitaker really be the Brian Whitaker he is in terms of the natural bodybuilding world if he took these crazy extended off seasons? The guy won WNBF World 6 times as a lightweight. And he's got an overall title too. If he did the whole extended off-season thing, you got to ask yourself, what are your goals with this, right? I think that's important.
Yeah, and I really believe, you have to strike while the iron's hot, right?
Yes.
If you're crushing it, why stop? Unless you're going to be done completely, why stop, right? You take time off, of course. All right, you're not going to diet all year round, but don't let yourself get sloppy. Keep your food clean, keep training, and there's no reason you can't stay in striking distance. Whatever that is. Whether it's 15 pounds or 10 pounds or 20 pounds, depending on how big you are. There's nothing wrong with that if you're getting the proper amount of nutrients that you need.
Right. Yeah, I think Philip Ricardo is like a prime example of someone who is always within striking distance, right?
Right.
Except for that one Mr. America where he got the call too early, right?
That may have been a little my fault too.
I had to
wanted him to do it. He was up in the air about it, and he had a very short window to diet down. But listen, he still came in, and as impressive as always. They can't take anything from him, that's for sure.
So when you say that the sport was lacking, which is why you wanted to take over the Mr. America and turn it into what it is or where it's heading now,
right?
What do you mean by lacking specifically? Obviously, it's not lacking in terms of how many organizations there are, that's for sure. So maybe you can dive into some of that.
Yeah, sure. So, we have all these different organizations, right? And inside all those organizations, you have